sacrifice somebody. Hey, we saved it for you. This life is dedicated in here. Actually, just joking. And basically, what you heard up there above, that's our captain right there. He's a licensed U.S. Coast Guard captain there. So you guys are quite in some good hands. So that's Captain Lucas there. We got two people down in the galley here. We actually have Muriel that's going to be down here kind of pumping some coffee and all that hot chocolate and free tea for you guys. And then Erica's going to be up above. She'll probably be up and down, so you'll see her as well. Jack's going to be our deckhand and our engineer. And I'll be your nav.
For a couple moments, and then I'll flip the boat over and we'll take a look from the other side. It's not like I actually flip the boat over, I just mean like they take the boat looking down to see if I can see it without getting an energy.
So what we're looking at here is Feely Rock, as Captain Lucas was saying. And if you guys are curious what the memorial site is, it's basically there. It's built by our local vet. He built it, and now it's currently for sale. So if anyone's ambitious and wants to buy a new lighthouse, it's selling for about $500,000.
Just right on inside, we'll meet that. Follow these yellow footsteps and you'll get started after that.
I don't see in the dark. I've had 10 eye surgeries.
It's all prepped. And here you're coming to the window.
Oh, okay. I don't want to take the place.
Oh, no. It's no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Folks, can everyone hear me? Good? Okay, so as I said before, welcome to the Alaska Raptor Center. This is the first little part of our program. You guys are now in the Flight Training Center. So this is the place where we get our eagles started if they're on the way to rehabilitation. So we have 16 bald eagles in here currently, and this whole facility is centered around helping these birds get back into nature and kind of mimicking the natural habitat. So this is actually one-way glass. So if you do take a picture, don't use flash because you'll get a selfie. The roofs are slatted. That's going to let in all natural wind, air, water, light. There's obviously a little stream running through. That rope up there is even meant to mimic a tree branch. So eagles with hallux injuries, which are their toes, can work on balancing and gaining that grip. The whole facility is even shaped like an L, so an eagle can work on that turn. And if you see those drapes on the very end there, those are to help the eagle help itself down if it can't successfully make that turn.
Oh dear.
Little flight there. Right.
Oh.
Can you see okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Good early afternoon. My name is Kelsey. Welcome to the Alaska Raptor Center. For those of you with cameras, this is my better side. And this is Spirit. Spirit is our 1-year-old bald eagle. You can tell that because of all of her brown feathers that she has. By the time she's 5, she will have all of her adult coloring. Her head will change, her tail will change, her beak will fade into that nice sunny yellow, and her eye color will change to a bit of gold. She came to us in September of last year. She's begging for food right now, which is what you're hearing. She came to us in September of last year from Juneau. She was found in a ditch on the side of the road. Good bird. Good girl. Now put your foot down. Put your foot down. Cowbird. Put your foot down. She steps on her jesses and then she yells at me like it's my fault. Put your foot down. It's you. See? See, it's better on. I know. Put your foot down. Good girl. All right. That's all she wanted. Her talons, her feet have up to 2,000 psi in them. Humans have about 20. 2,000 is about what an alligator don't fly so well. A 10-pound bird is a golden or a bald eagle average size. The females in the raptor world are a third larger than the males are. Males typically weigh in between 6 to 10 pounds, females between 10 and 14 pounds. But every once in a blue moon we will get a female in that's a little larger than that. It just doesn't happen very often. Lifespan for these guys. In the wild, if they make it past their first year, that is doing really well. Things happen. The wild is a...
What percentage are you able to release into the wild again?
On average, we release somewhere between 10 and 13 birds every single year. Things happen where we're not always able to release. We find a lot of other zoological facilities that will take them. Or sometimes it's a case where we do have to euthanize a bird, but typically between 10 and 13 birds every year get released.
Kelsey and Spirit have time for about one more question.
Birds will eat whole prey if they're able to. She can lift a little more than half her body weight. If it's something the size of a larger fish that's too heavy to carry back, she will swim it back to shore. It looks like the bird is drowning a little bit, but they're smart enough to let go if the fish decides to go under. These guys, if it's something the size of a
There's some owls here, Debbie, right here. Debbie, right here. No?
You like the bird?
Yeah.
Get it?
Hey, you can go underneath.
Okay.
Do they have any breeding up here, these bears?
The Bear is a completely non-profit organization. We do not receive any funding from the city, the state, or the government. All of our funding comes from people like you, paying admission, donating, and putting sales back into our gift shop. So on behalf of myself, the staff, and our bears here, thank you all very much for being here today. Now I'd like to take some time to tell you about Fortress and about all of the wonderful bears that you'll see here today.
I was trying to move in case you wanted.
In Alaska, the re-release of bears is illegal, and anytime a bear is orphaned out in the wild, state troopers are sent out to shoot and kill those cubs. Every bear that you see here today was lined up to be executed, and had we not stepped in and given them a new home, they would not be alive today. The first two bears I'd like to tell you about are the first lodge and trapped a man inside, and was shot and killed to save that man's life. Now in her defense, it later came out that the lodge had been baiting for bears. They were purposely leaving food items, meats, fish, things like that, all in the surrounding areas in order to draw bears in close. In a few weeks, she'll finish shedding out the rest of her winter fur and have that nice dark chocolate brown color that all the males have.
There's meat up there.
Now these three bears are our Sitka natives. Their mother was raising them in the surrounding forest, all right up through here. However, food became scarce in the woods, and she too led her cubs into town. She found food in all the wrong places, however, digging through trash cans and bins that had been left out overnight. She ingested plastics and tin foil, things she was unable to digest, and died due to trash impaction. Allowed them to go chase and find their food. Over here on my left-hand side, you see this bridge. Our bear keepers can walk along the bridge, tossing food out as they go. The tetherball-like object you see hanging functions more as a piñata. We can put treats inside, the bird will jump up, smack that ball, and get a nice reward. We do this from the city about a month ago. We'll be knocking down the back wall of that black bear habitat, adding a new fence line all the way up into the hillside, giving them almost quadruple the amount of space they currently have. These black bears are only 4 years old, and they do act just like four-year-olds. So we have a little bit of reconstruction to do in there as well. They knocked down their climbing station a few days ago, and we're in the process of dismantling and rebuilding it. Hopefully by the end of the next week or so, we'll have a brand new jungle gym put in there for them. Now, aside from the 8 bears that you see here today at Fortress, we have also rescued 5 others. 3 were sent to the Bronx Zoo in New York. Again, we don't have, oh here, here's $1 million, please change the certificate. Yes, so if these guys will remain with us permanently. Whenever we get new cubs in that we don't have space for, they'll stay with us for several months. We get them healthy. The most important thing is getting them to gain weight. A lot of the bears that come into us are emaciated, malnourished. Sometimes they have parasites, internal and external. So we get them healthy. We get rid of all those diseases that they may have, any parasites, worms, things like that.
Yeah, take a picture and I'll throw me an app.
And then we send them off to other zoological facilities. We only send them to AZA accredited facilities. That's the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. They have the highest standard of habitat, animal care, diet.
Well, I was just worried I wouldn't get the rest of my souvenir.
Oh, did you get the rest of the souvenir?
Yes, I did.
But I think we would have.